Hello and welcome back to another pick a card reading. This reading is about the journey ahead, and as always we have our three groups here. Group 1 is on the left, 2 is in the middle and 3 is on the right. The timestamps will be in the description box below along with the cards that I'm using. And if you would like a private reading with me, there's a link to my Facebook page in the description box also, and you can contact me on there. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy your reading. Hey Group 1, and welcome to your reading if you chose this tumble. I'm not sure which one this one is, but it's grey and brown and yeah, just a little tumble. This one will be for you, Group 1. So we're looking at the journey ahead, and we'll start out with a bit of the past energy for you. It looks like a bit of a good news week for you, Group 1. We've got, starting out with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups, both facing in towards the Nine of Cups. So this could be numerous things for everybody, of course, but it looks like there's been some sort of good news for you that has come in, maybe a decision that you've made that's being celebrated by you, or something that you've wanted for a really long time that maybe is starting to come to life. You're starting to see the results of maybe a choice that you've made. This could be information that's coming in towards you or something that you've chosen for yourself. But in the recent past, you've got a real renewal of faith, optimism, hope, and maybe even new love here as well. There could be like news come in with the healing of a family member or relationship, or there's so much to celebrate for you here in this week, Group 1. I love this Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Nine of Cups. It's such a massive good news, overwhelm, happiness sort of energy here, and a lot of clarity about the path ahead now, perhaps. Maybe you've got the results for something that you've been waiting for, or maybe it's the job that you've always wanted, or maybe you're moving up in your career, or maybe it's a pregnancy in the family or yourself. It could be so many wonderful things, but there is some good news that has come in, and it carries on into the path ahead where we have the Star, the Three of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. So I'll just read. We've got Aquarius energy here on the table. We've got Taurus, Libra and Sagittarius here as well. Maybe even Libra and Gemini, but all good if it's not you. And in the path ahead, we've got a lot of optimism, hope and celebration. Maybe celebration with family. For some people, maybe you're coming out of lockdown and you can go and catch up with people. Maybe there's a reunion with somebody you haven't seen in a while. Or maybe you're celebrating a massive purchase of a home or investment in a business. Maybe you're starting to see your business thrive. There's a lot of really, really positive stuff that you're celebrating, and it's about your long-term goals. There's something here that's to do with your long-term goals. Some of this really good news could be wrapped up in a bitter ending, or something that is actually quite hard to go through and deal with, because there is pain in this reading for sure. But right now, the biggest thing to focus on is actually what's available to you. And maybe for some people connecting to this, you might not even be aware of the grandiose opportunities and great energy that's actually coming into your world. For a lot of you, I think you are aware, but there's definitely something to celebrate here. And it's to do with your long-term success and maybe even some healing in long-term relationships. And feeling like a real massive sense of optimism about the path ahead. Maybe you're catching up with friends, or you're getting support from friends and your family or your community. Your support network seems to be there for you in the path ahead, really enthusiastically supporting you as you move forward. You're co-creating with spirit as well, with a lot of optimism and gratitude. I feel like you're really connecting into a higher knowing when it comes to manifestation and trusting spirit and working with spirit. It's the process of surrender when we want to manifest something, surrendering those outcomes so that they can move to us in the ways that they're meant to, not how we want them to, all of that. I feel like that's something you're really able to embody in the path ahead. You're able to embody some really beautiful energy, some hope, and celebrating yourself, even if there are challenges right now. This path ahead is for your best. It's worth being excited about. Be a little different for everyone. My eyes feel a bit like tired at this point in the reading, which is strange. So maybe some of you are feeling a bit overwhelmed by a lot of other things that are going on. Like maybe you're juggling a lot of different things, but there's one area in your life, or maybe a few, depending, for everybody a little different, but there's definitely an area of life that is flourishing, moving forward, and even though everything else might be a bit up and down and are a bit exhausting, there's something here that's worth being very excited about. So we'll move into the challenge area for you. And this week ahead, we've got the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. So definitely navigating these changes that you're going through. I feel like there might have been something pretty large that has ended in the past before you got to this point of a new life or a new journey here. That does feel like could be a new journey or a progression on your journey after having come through some challenges. We have the Three of Swords, which is certainly the heartbreak energy. The imagery speaks to it. Someone who's very disappointed and quite distraught by a situation. Four of Swords is needing to take a bit of stock, take a bit of time out and rest here. She's just sort of daydreaming, but it's an energy of really like contemplating, everything that's been happening and how you're going to move forward. There might be a little bit of overwhelm and a bit of heartbreak with moving forward, for letting go what was, or some of the challenges that you're facing along the way. Maybe you just overworked or needing just a bit of time to sort of catch your thoughts, even though there looks to be a lot of really good news and information and things to be celebrating. You're also needing to have a bit of a rest and sort of let it maybe process, allow it to just unfold, not pushing anything, but just if you can gather a bit of time for rest, meditation, bit of time alone, then definitely do that. But you're certainly needing also to organize yourself for the path ahead. Maybe you're sort of making a couple of adjustments to your priorities so that whatever this new news is or wish fulfillment that is come in for you, or whatever it is that's that you're heading towards now, there needs to be maybe a reprioritization of your priorities. Like you maybe a need to restructure so that you're giving yourself enough rest. Maybe even closing out some other things if that's necessary or needed for you. Then maybe like also some adjustments to your health as well. Some people here, it's good news about some health, and you're just needing to still take it easy and look after yourself as you heal. So it'll be a little different to everybody, but I do love the guidance for this. Four of Cups just flew out reversed. So, upright, we've got a bit of dissatisfaction, but the reverse is really and then to come out with the Magician next to it, it's like, screw what isn't working or what hasn't worked or is falling apart. Let it fall apart if it wants to fall apart, because there's a golden opportunity here that's available to you. I feel like it's spirit that's co-creating this with you, maybe even through, as a conduit through other people, but you're, you are your own opportunity here as well with this Magician card is the big thing that came through. Like, do not spend too much more time dwelling on the heartache and the things that haven't worked. Definitely take the time out you need to feel your emotions, grieve and take space. All of those things, if you need it, do it, but don't stay there too long, because you are your own opportunity to move forward. You have got so many resources that you can utilize. Some of these resources come in the form of soul tribe people, family, people from the past you've worked with before, or maybe even things from your childhood that will help support you moving forward. But the main energy here, I feel, is the Magician, and the reminder with this Magician that that all is not lost, and that you don't need to worry about what isn't working. If it's fallen away or it's broken, it's finished, or whatever it is, just allow that to be so, and know that you are absolutely building something brilliant on what is left, and all that you've learned as well. I feel like you've got a certain set of skills, whether it's to do with how you perceive things or how you process things. And it's pretty high level, but sometimes I think when life gets in the way, we find it hard to operate from that higher place. And I think you're being reminded here that you actually have everything it takes to operate from that higher place and be very powerful and at cause in this situation moving forward. It could be family relationship healing as well with the Six of Cups, and you're needing to remember that you can stay in your power when dealing with family members that are a bit toxic or uncomfortable, or that you have every right to have healthy boundaries. All of that sort of stuff is all tied up in that. To remember that you are in power seat here of your life, regardless of what isn't working how you may hoped it would. So further guidance over here, we've got the Seven of Wands, King of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. Some people actually saw a divorce situation unfolding here. So this may be seeking legal counsel, making sure that you've got all your paperwork organised for court cases, or if it is to do with divorce court, family court, whatever court, really. I just did see that for some people. But you're needing to get yourself organised, have a plan, get your paperwork done. All of that advice is wrapped up for those people. But for anyone else, there's clearly a situation where you're needing to get a good plan in place and have a nice vision of what you do want and what you don't want, and start moving away and pulling away the things that aren't working for you, and start liberating yourself out of the situation you may find yourself in that is challenging and I feel like you're on this rise up right now. So other things are naturally going to fall away from you, but some of them you may need to be a bit assertive with and say, cut people out or cut situations out that don't have a place in your future, that don't actually contribute to your long-term emotional fulfillment. You've got the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups in this reading. There's a lot of positivity here that does pertain to your bigger picture in life and what you want to create. So the energy is behind you this week to make these assertive choices, to get a plan happening, to liberate yourself, to face any challenges and adversities that comes up, and know that you've got the power to do that. You're not actually needing to wait for a handout or divine intervention or anything like that. You don't need to wait. I feel for some people, yeah. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of organising to be done. There's a lot of, sort of getting to it and using your logic. I feel like there's an intellectual move here for some people. I'm feeling like maybe it's a harsh boundary and like being really assertive and cutthroat about it, but there's certainly a massive amount of strength in moving ahead and believing in your path and what you need to do in your vision. And you're going to be supported by spirit, by miracles, by life. You'll be supported as you support yourself through any changes and release and reprioritizing and all of that. So the outcome energy, we have 3 beautiful major arcanas: Temperance, Empress, and the Hierophant. It's quite nice. So I can definitely see the story here of a pregnancy throughout this whole reading, and being very like celebrating and bringing the news out to the family, or an engagement, or there's so many things here it could be about, but it's bringing, whatever the situation is for you, it's bringing you to a really nice place of feeling like you're really effective in your life, in whatever it is you do, whether it's working as a nurse, healing people, as a counselor, as a mother, as a business creator, anything. Like you're feeling like you're in your element moving forward, and having a nice balance to the way you approach life. So you're really being able to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. Things are feeling like they're coming together really well. And this can also be a commitment to a higher some sort of higher cause. This can be religious studies, spiritual studies. It can also just be applying that great amount of knowledge or an extra epiphanies that have come through, awakening, like higher consciousness, I mean to say, and then really activating that in your life. You've got the knowledge. I felt like that a few times in this reading, that you've got a greater deal of knowledge or tools or things that you do that help you process and make really strong choices and stay in your center. You've got mantras, you've got knowings. I feel in this group 1, you've got knowings, and you're being advised to really apply them to your life in the simple ways. All the small things do matter. Self-care, good diet, healthy routine, not overloading yourself, all that sort of stuff, making sure you've got a good balance in your approach. A bit of moderation here with the Temperance card. Moving into roles of perhaps teaching. This is really a leveling up energy, especially with the Empress. This Empress is the master at what she does. She really is a very successful energy. Very nurturing and just, it's all of the queens in one. It's certainly stepping into your power in a way that is very calm and knowing that you're supported by spirit as well. There's a really strong spiritual energy here. So there may be, I feel like there's just maybe a remembrance for some people, but there's something here in the mind that's like, you've got it and you need to use it and you can use it, and maybe you've always had it, but it's like it's an intelligence that's there and it's needing to be applied now. You've got what it takes. What's bottom deck at this point? Bottom deck is the Six of Wands. See, you got what it takes. This woman is climbing to victory, to success, public recognition. Maybe it's really putting yourself out there. If you've been putting yourself out there, your work, your creations, your ideas, keep doing that, keep sharing with everybody. It's going to be received well. This is a very beautiful good news reading, Group 1. I've been looking forward to having a really good news reading, because it's like for the last few months we've all been really dealing with some stuff. So this is nice change of pace. A couple of the oracle cards. We've got challenges by the wild unknown. Unbearable situations throw you directly into God's arms if you are open. Please take over, divine, and guide the right actions. Please take this burden and show me your will. And I feel that with the please take over and guide the right actions. I feel like you've really got this open dialogue, and I feel like it's probably always there. Maybe just overwhelmed by fear and worries, anxieties, all that stuff can be very overwhelming and sort of disconnect us from that. But it's through these beautiful rituals of centering, grounding, meditation, yoga, walks, just the simple things that pull us back out of the head into the body, into the moment, that can then allow these this open dialogue to truly open, and you can receive the guidance needed. And you can be in a more centered place, which I feel like you're doing naturally, or will be doing moving forward. These challenges are happening for you. We have appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractive power. So this is a message of gratitude as well, remembering that you don't need to stay in disappointment and sadness for too long, because you've got a lot of power to utilize and change the situation. There's a lot to be grateful for. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of love around you at this time. And it's all different forms in which you can see it, but it would really be beneficial to take a bit of time, maybe a hand-to-heart practice, that you can really give thanks to all of these things and truly feel it as you connect with thanks. I feel like there's a lot to do with we can give thanks, and then we can really go in with the feels, and something about the energy that creates, I feel, sends a lot more, out to the universe to then be returned to us in the manifestation of our wishes, or even more abundance, that which we're grateful for. We're not coming from a place of lack when we are really sitting with that gratitude for what is good. So yeah, gratitude practices and trusting that I was going to say serenity, but yeah, trusting that Spirit is guiding you through these challenges. All right, we have a couple other oracle cards, the self-love prompts. Let go and move on. Don't allow the past to prevent you from moving forward. We have actually noticed a few times in these cards the full moon. So this full moon in Aries that has just happened may have been pretty strong for you, I think for a lot of people actually, but it could be significant to you. The full moon is jumping out a bit, which I think was only 2 or 3 days ago. Get creative, inspire and nurture the creativity in yourself to expand your thinking. Another way of getting out of the mind and just letting that dialogue open up by keeping your hands busy with some sort of creative works or even housework. There's so many different ways to just get out of the head into the body, and that really opens that flow up. Ritual to experience the magic of life. First you must practice it. All sorts of different rituals, whatever comes to you, give them a go. Fill your morning with lots of little beautiful things, or your day or your evening, whatever fits for you. But yeah, rituals that you continuously show up at and add energy to every time that you do, to help you stay centered and connect with self. We've got avoid gossip, get rid of negative energy in your life and don't let it steal your light. So if people are saying things about you, don't worry about it, you're good. And maybe don't engage with filling those narratives of talking about other people in a negative way. Just spend your energy on you and what you're creating, remembering your power. And yeah, we have live your dream. Never give up on your dreams. Dare to live the adventure. I feel as well for some people here, it's certainly recently remembering and reprioritizing those dreams. It's like time to bring them to life, sort of thing. Meditate, quiet the mind to let the soul speak. Exercise, love yourself enough to exercise and enjoy the glow of good health. Feels so good to get that heart pumping, and then really that oxygenates the blood, and it just feels so good at the end of the day. But even just doing it not for the sake of extraneous exercise, but as a grounding technique to, out of the head into the body. We've got level up, start small, start today, just start. The sky is the limit, believe in yourself. Throat chakra, I feel like this is keep speaking your dreams and your ideas into existence, keep talking about them to people, share your message. Glow up, take a day to spoil yourself. If it makes you beautiful, then do it. And the small things matter. Sometimes it's the little things that can make life wonderful. Like stopping to smell the flowers, like really, actually do it. It's not just a saying, like really stop and absorb the whole beauty of that flower, or just be in the moment and soak up those little things with appreciation and gratitude for them, because it'll certainly bring you to this beautiful place of nurturing abundance and balance, and just drawing in everything you want through embodiment, as well as some assertive action. But this is a nice, beautiful, balanced and empowered energy. Group 1. I love it. I'm going to leave that there for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I look forward to reading for you all again soon. Bye, Group 1. Jasper is an inner child stone. It's one that will connect you to those feelings of freedom and childhood and that youthful spark. It's also a nurturing stone to help you sort of come into clarity about your desires and what you do want and what you don't want, and sort of being really realistic in your approach to things. And it helps, I think, clarify what's needed and what's not, and so that you can make a choice. There's something else I think as well with this one. I feel like it's just a really nurturing stone that helps you remember that you have power in this situation, I think, and that it doesn't have to be so overwhelming. So there you go, Dalmatian Jasper. Group 2, sorry. Let's jump straight into your cards here. We're looking at the journey ahead and starting out with the past energy. I'll read the astrological signs we've got here too, in case it's you or people you're dealing with. We've got Capricorn, Scorpio, Libra, Sagittarius, Leo, and Gemini, all here. Beautiful. Maybe even Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in that Queen of Pentacles up there. But let's start out with the past energy for you, Group 2. We've got the Devil, the Eight of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So this is the past energy. This is something that you have been probably struggling with for some time with the Eight of Swords and the Wheel. It's something you may have been going round and round and round and round and finding yourself back in the same place, not any closer to the answers you may desire from the situation. It could be addictions of so many types: drugs, work, money, relationships, toxic cycles, something that you're feeling really bound to, and it's been taking up way too much of your mental real estate. You've certainly invested a lot of time thinking about this and being quite overwhelmed with your lack of control of the situation, and finding yourself back at the start all the time, or finding yourself like nothing's changing. And I feel like it's like no matter what you do with this situation, it's something that you need to just surrender perhaps, and it's not divine intervention that's going to change this. I don't think. I think it's your assertive choice to unplug, to release yourself from that situation. This is likely something that maybe this is actually something that's been taken out of your hands. For some people it will be like a decision was made or something happened to take it out of your hands so that you could release from this situation. But either way, there's a lot of support, an abundance of support. If this has been a long journey, the support has been there all along. Maybe you haven't recognized it or been willing or ready to take it, but there's been, I feel, a few hands out to help you with this situation. But I feel like you're starting to see now how this cycle has maybe hindered your growth or kept making you feel like you're coming back to the start. And I feel like you've overcooked the mind on this one, like really thinking about it quite a lot and trying to figure it out, maybe even looking at readings a bit too much as well, sort of trying to get the answers as to what's next or how to handle this situation. And I think the best way to handle it is going to be absolutely letting go of everything external from self and really connecting in with the most mundane and simple things, the simple truths, the everyday life truths that are the things that you can control in a healthy way. But we'll move forward into the reading. So in the past energy, there's a really identifying, I think maybe some of the choices you may have made. There may be a situation that's very inconsistent or erratic or off again, on again relationship. It can be so many different things that it's just not stable for you. And I feel like you're also learning, like really come to a big realization, or have been or will be soon. You're in the process of coming to the realization that yes, you do have power in this situation, and that maybe you've acknowledging maybe some of the choices you've made to stay in that situation, or to enable or prolong the situation that you've wanted to remove yourself from, or release or shift, or whatever it is. So moving forward, we've got the next, the path ahead. We've got the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Death card. This is pretty nice, I think, sound advice coming through in this, even though it is the path ahead, so it does indicate this is what will be happening naturally. I feel like it's also advice for you to be taking stock on your resources, whether they're, I feel like I'm coming across so many resources. This is in like professionals, professional helpers and psychologists and health professionals and business advisors, all that sort of stuff. But also emotional and mental resources. So the things that you're intaking with social media and like our diet in that way, the things we're reading, the supportive texts that we're learning from. I feel like there's a lot of information available to you that you can really utilize to move through this situation. But you're definitely being asked to, I feel, to take it slow, to slow it down, to bring it back down to the simples, to maybe organize yourself with a structured routine, or a to-do list to tick it off, so that you feel like you're actually making progress. And releasing the overwhelm of trying to figure it all out and trying to push forward with lots of things at once. But rather, I feel like it's time to pull back and realize maybe that a slow and steady approach is going to be a bit more effective for you at this time. There's certainly the release of something with this Death card, and I feel like it's the release of your approach. I feel like it's the way you're going about it that's going to change. You're going to be less erratic, or perhaps less just more focused and less scattered energy is what I feel here. Less overthinking, more grounded, practical energy to move forward with. I feel like there's a real, like, something's just falling off of you in the week ahead as well, like something you've maybe been carrying, maybe if I feel like it's going to just fall off of you, based on, I think you can't keep, something's got to give, and you can't keep going in the cycle you have been in, so something has to fall away. And it's through the most simple steps, and not being like anything external, just pulling it back to yourself and what you can do for you to stay grounded. The challenge at this time is the Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, and Judgment, which is interesting for the challenge. It's like you may be really pulled to step back into overthinking and whatever it is you do that makes you go further into that hole of overwhelm, anxiety, and not feeling like you're actually making progress in whatever it is that's bothering. This reading feels a bit all over the shop. Sorry, group 2. I hope it makes sense. But I feel like the challenge right now is maybe accepting that you're needing simplicity. You're really needing to connect back in with nature. Spending a bit of time in the most simple things, maybe even creating your own garden, finding healthy recipes to nurture your body. It's all earth medicine I'm feeling here with all of this, and trying new things and stepping into perhaps a little bit more devotion in your day with the Judgment card here, the Fool, the Queen of Pentacles. This is sort of really healthy routines energy I'm getting here, and acceptance of maybe needing to take a new path that is a little bit more supportive in a natural way. Maybe it's cutting out toxic substances or poor eating diets. Like this is all really nurturing energy, and it might be the challenge right now to stop trying to control the external and just slip into nurturing yourself as just an earth baby in the week ahead. This Queen of Pentacles could be an external person you're having challenges with as well. It could be your mother or a sister, a friend, or something like this. So you there may be a challenge seeing eye to eye with a certain person, but I mostly feel like your challenge is just nurturing yourself and just making healthy choices that help you move away from feeling stuck and bound to things that are unhealthy. Maybe it's ice creams and treats. So cutting sugar this week. That's my week this week, is cutting sugar again. It finds its way back in, it always does. So we've got to get back on that. So maybe this group is for me, but yeah, definitely needing a bit of more time to connect with nature and all that it has to offer. Meditation, being grounded, pretty practical, taking care of yourself, trying new things, and certainly following that calling and inspiration as it comes to you with the Judgment card, to make some pretty big choices that change your lifestyle. I feel like this is some lifestyle changes that are wanting to come in, and for some people in this group, you haven't wanted to do that for a while, or there's something about it that feels too hard. But small steps of just simplicity and nurturing and bringing it here. Like, I don't know if you can tell, like, just, I don't know, see what you can see in the imagery here of just how, toxic and indoors and trapped, and like I feel like this house he's in probably needs the windows open and sage, right? But this is all airy and fresh, and connect to nature, connect to the simple things, I think, for you this week, group 2. What will help with this? We've got the 2 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles, so this is pretty nice. This is about gathering up your will and creating a new choice, creating a new path, creating new magic. This is trying to do things differently, maybe even standing on your own 2 feet. Maybe it's getting organized to move out of home for the first time, or getting organized to support yourself as an individual, an independent person in one way or another in your life, taking control of your health appointments or your personal care. There's so many things here that it's time to do things differently, and I feel like you need to really believe in yourself too, in your ability to do things differently and stand on your own 2 feet here and make a really assertive choice. It's going to bring you a lot more abundance and a lot more happiness, a lot more personal strength. I feel like, there's a lot of changes that need to be made, and some of them I feel like you might not totally be ready for or haven't been ready for, but it's time now. Or for some people, it's that you haven't been ready for a long time, coming, and now it's time. Maybe it's to break out of a cycle of some kind, do things differently. So, and also it's about, I feel like, getting really clear on what you want. And I think that might also come from, really reflecting on all these things that you don't want that come in this cycle you've been stuck in. Really identifying what you don't want and sitting with also what you do want, and picturing that, really speaking about it, visualizing it, bringing it in. This person here is looking into the ball. The 2 of Wands is about a journey that you haven't taken before. It's certainly a new journey with new lessons, an expansion, a leveling up. But you need to start visualizing that for yourself, and then creating those changes and really doing it with love, doing it with devotion and happiness, and just like really showing up here, living maybe a life of bhakti, a life of devotion. Just through little rituals or parts of your day, just pulling it together in the little things will eventually create that big thing. But it's start picturing what you do want, and stop spending time worrying about what you can't control. Start really believing in yourself and thinking about your own ability, and also the abundance you already have around you. It's really important to recognize that with the 9 of Pentacles, because the 9 of Pentacles is It's somebody that's so self-sufficient and got everything they need. And you will find that we all seem to have all that we really need. And there's a lot to be grateful for. Even if not everything is how we'd want it to be, we're all all right. In one way or another, we all have something to be grateful for, and we can come from that place. Further guidance, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Eight of Wands. Even more encouragement to get outdoors and connect with nature, to take a step, to just take a step on your plan, on your to-do list, tick something off. Go outside and connect with nature, whatever it is for you. Make that decision and commit to it. That's what this is asking you to do, to make the choice and commit. Follow through. I feel like for some people it's a little bit of a like finger getting shaken here. Not everybody. But there's like, you'll know if it was you that's getting you the fingers shaken at you. But it's all good. You're where you're meant to be, you know. It's fine. It's all unfolding perfectly, but you're being asked to commit to the path ahead here, to commit to this. Perhaps there's been some big epiphanies, some awakenings, realizations for you that it's time to make things happen, to get the ball rolling, to get moving, to make the plan. Maybe you're moving house, maybe you're moving overseas, maybe you're a little hard with COVID right now, but you know, it happens. I feel like it's all going to really flow, and there's going to be a lot of blessings. I think there might even be a repeat from last week's reading on one of the groups that was, once you commit, once you make that choice, the abundance and miracles and blessings and support and help will start to just fill your path ahead once you start supporting yourself and commit to the choice. Maybe it's study, maybe it's a new job, a new lifestyle, health regime, mental health plan. There's so many different things it could be. All right, the outcome, I'll talk to you actually about the bottom deck energy. I see the Ten of Swords. I kind of want to mention it because there is a big rebirth happening here for you. It could be the end of a relationship, but it's certainly a big ending that's needed to happen or happening, or it's actually, I kind of feel like this is maybe not even an external ending event, but rather something shifting and ending within you. It's a transformation rather than an ending, is what I think it is, what I feel. But you know, everyone will be a little different anyway. Temperance was the bottom deck energy, but I can't help but notice the beautiful King of Wands, because the King of Wands, similar to the Eight, similar to the Two, you know, death, wheel, judgment, everything here almost. It's a personal power. It's having a vision for the future that you want to create and stepping into that role of leadership. Whether you're leading others or just leading yourself to get there, to take the steps. But this person has a vision and they're really strongly connected to that vision and connected to nature at the same time. So they're not too up in the ether, they're grounded in their approach as well, and they're taking these really productive steps towards the vision that they want to see unfold in their life. Similar, so I don't know about same, but the Temperance card is the one I wanted to read about, the bottom deck energy of this reading. So, you know, the underlying energy, and that's to have a more moderate approach. It also can be the card needed for abstinence from drugs or alcohol or whatever it is in that way that may, you know, hold you back. So there's certainly a detox that could be happening here. It's funny they're actually drinking wine, but it's a moderate amount. There could be a detox needed in this situation, but that can be from anything, not just drugs and alcohol. All right, so the outcome energy here, 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, and Strength. So, I feel like this is your perseverance. This is like, it may be that you've come up against this thing, like I've said at the start here, this is likely a cycle that's vicious and been repeating for some time for some of you. And I feel like this 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, Strength, all of it is just like this energy, this pressure cooker that's driving you. It's giving you that ability to push forward with that one last go, or this one last oomph that you're needing to pass the finish line. And it's interesting that he's a runner, and I'm getting that imagery. Maybe that's what it's from. But yeah, this is that inner strength to not only know when to leave something behind, and even if there's lack of closure, or it feels bitter, it feels like there's no answers here, or there's you needing something that helps you mark this so that you can move on. I think you're needing to release that notion, perhaps, and persevere and fall on that inner resilience that you have that is so damn strong. To push this last test of faith, or this last personal test, or whatever it is here that you're needing that push. You're needing to do it, right? Yeah. I feel like, yeah, there's like a whole world I'm feeling for some people here that is, as you've invested your energy into. Maybe it's a pattern of coping, or something that you've invested a lot of overwhelm and energy and mental energy into, and you're putting that down. You're not doing it that way anymore, I feel, or at least the advice is to put that down, and be proactive in moving forward, even if it's really challenging and there are no answers, or no closure, it feels, perhaps, or there are challenges that come up along the way, but you have everything it takes to overcome these challenges, and you will move through them. I kind of feel like there will be challenges along the way for you, but you have the strength, and that everything, as these challenges come up for you, they are an opportunity for you to show yourself how strong you are and that you can move through this. So I feel like as well, for some of you, and when these challenges arise, there may be the old you, and you may recognize it in that moment. I'm getting this image of like the feeling where we recognize that, oh, if this had happened to me, say 6 months ago, I would have reacted completely different. I wouldn't have, whatever. But right now I'm calm, I'm in my center, and I feel like you're going to find that for yourself as you move forward as well, especially if you take make a lot of choices in your day that help ground you and feel connected to your own personal power through routine, structure, and small accomplishments. All of that is going to add up to your inner strength that you then call on in these times of challenge. And I feel like you're going to face them a lot easier than you have in the past. Group 2. All right, so let's go into the oracle cards for you. We have, my greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force, they come through freedom. So yeah, releasing what you don't have control over, for sure. All right, we have, the universe has big plans for me and it's time to claim them. Yeah, I'm getting the stop wasting time message for some people out there. Yeah, we'll leave it. You know what that's about if it's for you. Love. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember I myself am love. In no need for external validation at this time for you, even if that's really hard for you and you're needing a lot of confirmation that you're doing the right thing, and just maybe trust, maybe even in this message here and now, that you don't need external validation, and right now you're needing internal validation, and to strengthen that center, to feel in your power. We've got health. Allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I may have. May I always know it's doing the best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. So those message was about lifestyle changes, plant-based diet perhaps, just taking care of your body through nutrition, or the things we read, our diet in many different levels, the things we intake that take into our body. Looking after yourself and doing the best you can to support you with enough rest, all of these things that you know to do. Yeah, detox was one big strong message for this reading for some people as well. Now the self-love oracle, self-love prompts. Celebrate yourself. You've come a long way. Take a moment to celebrate yourself. Especially if you're in a big challenge and life has been maybe a big toxic mess for some time. Really reflect on the whole journey and recognize the times that you have overcome some pretty big challenges that are maybe not even relating to the moment you find yourself in now. Acknowledge those and sit with them and remind yourself what you're capable of. You've done so much before. Social media detox. No posting, no liking, just living. Don't let it take over your life if you're spending too much time on there. But also changing, perhaps for some people, the the pages you follow, you know, the people that you follow on social media, so that you can be more inspired, and fill it with pages and people and communities that, you know, that you would like to see in your life. Health checkup. Take charge of your health and schedule your annual checkup. Get a massage. You deserve to be pampered. Make your appointment this week. Create a routine. Having a routine helps you limit procrastination and give you structure. Even if that routine, you're just starting small with 2 things on the list for the day that you check off, or maybe even you want to start weekly, where there's 3 things this week that you want to check off. Just start small, just start. Sleep and rest. Let your body have the peace it deserves without feeling guilty. Maybe regular cycles of rest as well. Consistency in that area. Use discernment. See things for what they really are, not for what you want them to be. I feel like that has come upon you anyway. There's like definitely the energy of epiphanies and realizations awakening here. So your things are, I think you know how things really are. Start a side hustle. The best way to become your own boss is to start a side hustle. If there's something you've had in the works, start writing about it, start talking about it, start something to do with it, to bring it in. And get more done. Identify and eliminate distractions that aren't adding value to your day with a to-do list, which is very similar to create a routine. So yeah, there's definitely a need for some practical grounded action from group 2 this week ahead, and connection to nature, and like just getting ready to take a leap of faith and sort of open, like the big release and a big shedding, and mentally, emotionally, physically, because there's so many different levels, so that you can really open up to the life you want, or the healing that you want, the calm, the peace, and yeah. Believing in yourself here, group 2. I'm not sure if I said 1 before, but yeah, that's it for you, group 2. I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I'll leave it there for you guys. Talk to you again soon. Bye, group 2. Hey, group 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the pink quartz tumblestone, this one's for you. So pink quartz is a stone of compassion, love, unconditional love, self-love, softening, receptivity and gentleness, calmness, all of that lovely stuff. So group 3, I feel like group 3 always gets a pink quartz stone in the past as well. They get them a lot, I think. Anyway, we're looking at the past energy for you, group 3. So the Hanged Man, the Magician, and the 8 of Cups. I'll just speak on the energies we have here. We've got Capricorn here, Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Libra, Leo again quite strongly here as well. Maybe Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, yeah. So we're looking at the past energy here, and I feel like there's been a bit of a realization for you in recent past, or in this moment as you find yourself, where you're needing to just soften and relax and let go, and that is the way forward at this time. With the Hanged Man, you're being asked to also look at this from a different perspective, so that you have more power in this situation. There might be something that you've been trying to push forward or make happen that isn't working, or a certain way that you've been going about something has not been helping you, or maybe you've even made a slight mistake in a choice you've made here. That could be the case as well, and you're needing to look at the situation differently, so that you can be at cause and make an empowered decision to remove yourself from the situation, or to really let it go. This is more about remembering your power rather than asserting your power, I do feel. There will be a need to release something and let go of something, leaving something behind. Maybe I feel like you've really invested a lot of time or energy or emotion into. I feel like there's not much you haven't done to try and to make things work, or to fix things, or however it is, whatever applies for you here. But you're certainly needing to just trust at this time, let go, maybe take a step back and look at it from a higher perspective. because you've actually got a big opportunity available to you in this situation as well. I feel like, yeah, you're needing to remember that you are in the control seat here, and that you have the power to absolutely create the change that you want to see in this situation, and no longer wasting your energy or time with excuses or situations or people that are not supportive to the dream or the life that you want to see unfold. So in the journey ahead, you've got the Tower, the Devil, and the Fool. There's a lot of major arcana here in your energy, actually. There's a lot of major arcana in this reading. So it's pretty big stuff, and probably talks about the bigger picture of your life. So this might not be about this week. It may also be about months or years of a situation for some people. But with the Tower, the Devil, and the Fool, this is the path ahead where you are no longer under the control of a certain person or situation, substance, lifestyle, whatever it is that's had its grips on you. It is being obliterated, destroyed, released. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's an unhealthy eating pattern with the ice cream here. It's something that hasn't been supportive to you, and you're asked to maybe detox, or to start to envision a new life, a new journey that doesn't include this anymore. The path ahead and where you're at right now is a big release, and a realization that you've actually got a lot of power in this situation. Even if the release is all you know, the going through the letting go process is all that you know, and you can't even picture what this looks like, because it's the Fool, it's 0 point. This is a uncharted territory. You don't know what that might look like. It's time to start envisioning what that might look like and taking some steps along that journey, even if they're baby steps. That's okay. Baby steps are great. But things that release you from this situation, this binding, maybe it's, oh God, let me just sit with some of the multitude of things it could be. I feel like for some people this is an attachment to a job or a certain lifestyle in that way, like money or working, that there's a big profound shift in your life, so that you're needing to take a different route or do things differently, reprioritize your time and responsibilities. For other people, like there's been a continuation for group 3 for a little while now, where some people are suffering a really big loss, maybe a relationship or a loved one who's passed on, and so cleaning up a lot of that, the old life, and sort of making way for a new life has been the theme for group 3 for a while. I try not to bring that up so much, like the repeat, but it just keeps coming through. I notice each week that group 1, 2, and 3 are often a continuum, and you may find yourself, even when I choose a pick a card reading from other creators, I often will choose the same number quite regularly. Like I'm always group 3 for this reader, I'm always, whatever. You might find that here as well, because I do see the continuum. But anyway, there's definitely a big release happening, a remember of your power, and what you need to do is just letting go, and maybe even being a bit gentle about it. And there's again the message of not pushing group 3. And just sort of allowing it to unfold or fall away, and doing what you can to feel grounded. We'll keep moving on and it will all unfold. So the challenge at this time, we've got the 10 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and the 10 of Swords. This is a really big challenge for you at the moment, and I do feel it's ongoing, or has been for some time, and you're moving through it. But the challenge here is an absolute overwhelm on your resources, your financial, emotional, mental, physical resources, like everything. I feel like you may be feeling really depleted a lot of days, and finding it really hard to find the strength to just get out of bed, or attend to your appointments, or even create a routine, or even make appointments that may be hard right now. I can see that there's a lot of challenge, and you may be feeling really isolated and alone, and finding it really hard to even see any form of hope in this situation. Or there's a big ending here with the 10 of Swords. And it may be that ending that you're feeling victimized by, whether it's the loss of a loved one, or the end of a relationship, or a job that's left you with a lot of bills and not enough money to pay them. Like, there's so many things I can see here being the challenge for group 3 this week and at this time. yeah, I feel like there's some days for some of you that it's just really hard to find the motivation to just maybe get off the couch or, you know, take a walk just to clear your head. And I feel like for those people that are finding it hard to even recognize that there is an opportunity of growth, of success, of support, there's abundance of support available to you that you may not be recognizing because you're really focused on what isn't working and how hard it is right now. So just maybe one simple walk in out in nature, or just one little thing a day to help you bring you back out of that place if you are finding yourself falling into a bit of a spiraling hole. That's obviously not for everybody, but it's definitely worth being acknowledged here for many, that there's extreme overwhelm on your resources. Feeling like, yeah, you have to carry it all and there's nobody to help you. And I feel like that's a narrative you've been telling yourself for a while, and you may even be triggered by me saying this, but it's not true. There is resources available to you. And there's a multitude of ways that you can access those resources. Well, everyone's situation will be a little different. Sometimes it's just acknowledging what is working around you, via the law of attraction and vibrational alignment, and sitting in that gratitude of what is working will open you up to even more of what is working. This is happening for me, not to me, that whole concept, and embodying that mantra so that you speak it into existence. May it be so. I feel like I just lost everything that was in my head right now, and it was a lot. Yeah, baby steps, support available to you. That's right. Yeah, there's a real need for acknowledgement that there is I think we're needing to also shift the story you're telling yourself, because I think for some people here you may be isolating yourself or knocking back support, help, closing yourself in and having to deal with it all by yourself. For some people here, there's support, and maybe people have been offering help, but you feel like a burden. You don't want to burden them. You don't want to overwhelm them. Maybe you feel like the situation you're in, nobody can fix it, and that's probably true. Nobody can fix it, but people can help and make the load a little bit lighter for you, and people want to do that. And it may be really, it may trigger shame in you to accept that assistance, or it may trigger all sorts of feelings inside you. But it's certainly advised to allow people to help you if they're asking or offering, or to find assistance in all sorts of ways. But if you're finding it really hard to find that assistance in your external reality, then just start small by assisting yourself. If you're stuck on the couch or stuck in bed or anything like that, if it's really hard, then just taking that walk. If you're not able of body and you're unwell right now, then to do your strengthening exercises, maybe with a little bit of soft music, and sort of breathe into your joints. I'm seeing like somebody stretching their ankle and foot to a knee and leg, and to like sort of bring strength back. So that may be a message for one particular person, but just show up and nurture yourself in little tiny ways, and you know, that can then be reflected in your external reality. Slowly but surely, if you're finding it hard to find external help, then just do something for yourself internally, and hopefully that will then be reflected soon enough. We always receive the support we need if we're open to it, and we ask for it. So definitely open that dialogue with your guides as well to ask for assistance. So where are we? That was the challenge. What will help with the challenge? Death, Seven of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Swords. There's a fair bit of death and endings and transformation in this reading. A lot of things that hold you on to the past, but also a lot of things that are trying to support you with moving forward to the future. And so what is needed here, I do feel this is quite multi-layered, where in some cases, the people in this reading, you've got family, friends, people around you that are not very supportive or helpful to you at all, and you're needing to maybe speak your truth to those people or just unplug. That could be the case. Some healthy boundaries with certain people. Seven of Swords can also be manipulative energy, taking things that don't belong to you, lying, scheming, scamming, that sort of stuff. So if there's people around you, or you're even acting in ways like that, then know that aligns with other people and acting in that way. And if you don't want that in your life, to release the tendency to do that. Maybe it's even in small little white lies of not saying that you're okay and you don't need help, and things like that. I feel like there's something here about you needing to shift your honesty, maybe with yourself. But this is also definitely could pertain to other connections that are in your life that you're needing to release because they're not honest. They don't honor your integrity, or it's not true to you anymore, whatever that is. I feel as well that there's a real need to perhaps ask for help in a legal sense for some people, psychological, mental health, counseling sense, financial planning. Like this, I feel, is a very professional energy, and that you may need to engage in some sort of organization or professional person to help you move forward. Not obviously for everybody. This can also be your own discernment and clarity about the path ahead, and allowing yourself to take the actions and steps needed to release yourself from a situation that's I don't even know what word to use to describe it, group 3, because I feel like it's a little different for everybody, but it's a thing. It's a process, it's a thing. It's maybe traumatic, it's maybe heavy, but I want more cards. Before I get them, I'll notice the sun on the bottom of the deck. So this is all about growth, positivity, so moving into a more optimistic mindset, but also I'm feeling like the inner child energy here as well. So it could be reflecting on better times of the past and being comforted by those memories. I see the 2 of Cups here as well, actually popping out when I mentioned that. So maybe a past loved one, or a relationship long gone. And remembering childhood and positive things in that regard. So let's clarify the 7 of Swords. There's a couple here. Probably too many. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. Take them back. Yeah. Definitely a reinvestment of your energy, whether it's to do with relationships and people that are deceptive or manipulative or just not supportive. They're just giving you challenge after challenge, that sort of stuff, and maybe needing to end those cycles of challenge and cutting. Maybe that's your own behavior as well, but just whatever it is, whatever that's not true and authentic for you, or honest, definitely needing to cut that out and willing to put in the energy back into yourself and believing in yourself and the connections that are supportive of you as well. Clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. Three of Swords. Two of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. I really feel like this is external family or a relationship that's was really tumultuous and toxic, and it's ended, and you're trying to find healing now and leaving it all behind and remember your power and who you are and all of that stuff. For other, it's certainly a very challenging and heartbreaking situation, and the sun has come out again, so there's a lot of optimism and growth that's available to you in this experience, in this moment, and that everything is transforming. You've just got to allow the transformation to happen, and through investing in yourself and taking care of yourself, having good boundaries, and not engaging anymore in the toxicity, and allowing the rest to unfold in a really organic, slow and natural way. Whatever this is, this situation you find yourself in that's very overwhelming and burdensome and isolating and just, it's baby steps that's needed. It's compassion, self-love, gentleness that's needed in the path ahead. I feel like this is very similar to last week's group 3, I think. It's hard to remember totally, but I think. Further guidance with fair few did come out for this read. So we've got the 2 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. I'm going to start with these 2 actually, because the 2 of Swords is kind of probably where you're at right now, where you're a bit, there's not much harmony on the internal level at this time. Maybe it's in regards to believing in yourself, your ability, or your choice. If you have a choice in front of you, the ability to commit to that choice and know that it was the right thing to do, whether it's cutting something out or, pulling your energy back, or maybe even acceptance of something that's come to pass. And I think this is a repeated message, group 3, where you're being advised to step out of the overwhelm of the emotion and the mind and into the body with some grounded practical action. The 4 of Pentacles is very much a stock take card, gathering your resources, saving your money, saving your energy, saving your time, sort of cleaning out the cupboards here. It's also like honoring the next season as it passes as well. So if you're, like, regardless of the actual weather, if your life is moving into a shedding and a release and autumn stage and preparing for a winter and a cocoon period before the spring, like, identify where you're at, I think, is what this is trying to say, and work with that, honor that process of wherever it is you're at. Maybe you're in a winter right now, maybe you're in an autumn. I kind of feel autumn, where things are still releasing, or yes, actually some I do feel quite a winter, where everything's just still, and yeah, but the big changes will happen through tiny little self-loving actions, progressive choices, actions. So what else was here? 6 of Wands, the Strength card, and the Knight of Pentacles. So it's, even though there's uncertainty about the path ahead and you're not sure, maybe you've made the right choice, if that was what the situation was, where you've had to make a choice, or you're still pulled back towards the past and you're just not sure how the future's going to look, and there's just this weird, not quite there and certainly not there, but here, if that makes sense. What will support you with that is, saving your energy, doing a bit of a stock take, taking care of your body and your health, and getting a grounded plan in place, and taking those steps, a to-do list, some bit of structure for your healing journey or your rebuilding journey or your business and career success, whatever it is for you that's changing. You're needing to make a new plan and step onto that plan with courage, and really believe in yourself, put yourself out there, ask for support, but definitely take the actions, even if they're small baby actions. This is pretty like victorious energy with these cards. It's very, eye of the tiger, but you don't need to be so, what do I want to say? Strenuous is not the word I wanted, but that's what came in. You don't need to be so, hard on yourself maybe, or high expectation, just, one thing at a time. Just gathering where you're at and what you want, where you want to go, what you want life to look like. Just envisioning what you want life to look like first, and just then taking small baby steps on that path. Maybe, for some people I feel like it's literal, like getting your body back into mobility, if you've had surgery or an illness, or for some people it's a deep spring clean on the home, so that you can create more space for new memories and new life, and not holding on to so much. I did actually feel that when I was pulling the cards, that there's someone in this group that picks this pile that is struggling with hoarding tendencies, and they're needing to really strip through their whole house, but there's a really big resistance to letting go of the past. That I feel is only obviously for probably one person out there, but whatever this mountain is that feels too big to climb, and that it's just so impending, with practical plan and just one step, one day at a time, you can tackle it. And the outcome energy, we have the Judgment card, 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, and the High Priestess. This is a beautiful energy. There's a lot of positive remembrance of the past, and of maybe childhood, and of happy and beautiful days. Lots of reflection, and as well, I feel like once you've really unplugged from whatever this situation is for you, and really started to take those little steps on your path, you're going to find yourself in the moment and having a good time, maybe with your children or your friends or family, or maybe just even with yourself. But I feel like you're going to find yourself being very present and very happy, believe it or not. feeling really like connected to life and not so worried. Like, I feel like it's going to be like night and day for some of you here, where 1 minute you've been stuck in this, maybe I'm seeing a tunnel now of just a long tunnel of overwhelm and whatever the chaos may have been, or maybe it's a short-term thing, but I feel like it's going to be like night and day, where all of a sudden that dissolves and you're suddenly laughing and having fun again and just present in the moment, and you catch yourself. I feel like that happens for some people here, but there's also a big lifestyle change with the Judgment card. 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, High Priestess. This is definitely a connection to spirit, connection to truth, and a new way of living. So I feel like you may need to ask for help here, especially with the 6 of Pentacles, to help with the family, or to help with children, or to help with memories from the past. For some people, I feel like there's a lot of intense dreams of the past that have been happening for you that's maybe really troubling your sleep, or people in your family are having that experience. But yeah, there's a real truth calling you in a really gentle way. There's a life or in a community or something. There's something. I'm seeing this image of like I don't even know how to explain this, but it's like a prepared community or room or support network or something that it's waiting for you to enter. Especially if you've closed yourself off from support, there's something waiting for you to enter, and you may even know what that is. God, I hope that makes sense. But when you enter that place, you will be wrapped with so much love and support and kindness. Again, I don't know how to explain this to people, but I know what I'm seeing, and it's like it'll obviously manifest for different people in different ways. Like for some people, maybe you've got a friend group that's waiting for you to reconnect with them and be supported by them because they know you're going through a hard time, but you're needing to do it by yourself. And so once you're really ready to step out and accept the help that's available to you, I feel like you're going to really benefit from that. There's certainly a choice to be made here to maybe even be of service deeper in your own life as well, in ways that are more meaningful to you, and really just following your own intuition and your own gentle spirit to bring a lot of devotion back and magic back into your day or into your life, to sort of start to hope and dream again and see like a different lifestyle. I feel like a lifestyle change is happening. Feels all over the shop this time, group 3. I want more. I just want more. Give me something on the 6s. Please, thank you. 6 of Pentacles, to be specific. What was that? The 2 of Wands. 6 of Cups. 3 of Cups. Yeah, there's definitely reunion energy here. The moon is there as well, but we'll put that aside. There's certainly a need to reconnect with friends, family, or support network of some kind, or that's for some people, but also just to be doing things differently. There's a lifestyle change that is needed, and Spirit has been calling you towards maybe a healthier life, or to help liberate yourself out of this situation and take the steps needed so that you're no longer losing power, control, sleep, energy to whatever it is that you're remembering your power from. And back at the start with the Magician, remembering your power and sort of just allowing it to unfold naturally as well, taking a bit of rest, but also asking for help. Reconnecting with friends, but co-creating with Spirit as well by having a really clear vision of what you want. So this is vision board stuff, this is to-do lists, this is visualizing maybe how you want to present to the world, if this is a personal development shift, spiritual development, personal growth, all that sort of stuff, self-mastery. So envisioning how you want to present to the world, how you want to affect people, what services you wish to provide, or how you wish to be of service to your community or your family, or whatever applies there. So getting really clear on what that might look like, and what your home will look like, what your workplace will, all those things, what your relationships will look like, and co-create with spirit by being present and devoted, and staying in your truth, unplugging from what doesn't belong in that vision, following your intuition deeply. Yeah, certainly. All right, let's go over to some oracle cards. Group 3. We've got forgiveness. Healing comes from acceptance. Help me, dear Lord, to fully accept what is, knowing that this alone will open me to the new. Acceptance. Doubt. Offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises, but you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. So connecting with spirit when you are feeling in doubt, to trust that all is happening as it should, and that you are held and supported, even if things are really chaotic and toxic and nasty, or whatever it may be happening in the outer world. Just trusting that you can accept that situation, it's not you, and just bring your energy back to what you can do and your connection to your vision for your life, and being just in control of your own energy, and not offering up so much energy to whatever external situations seem to maybe be pulling on your attention, or just not helping. When I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen, like I just said there, actually. So as long as you're in alignment, as long as you are connecting to source, connecting to your path, connecting to your truth, connecting to your deities, however this shows up for you in the judgment card in this devotional image, right? As long as you are good, when you're coming from a good place, and that you're not trying to control anything outside of yourself, you're just finding that peaceful self, so that you can come from that place to then bring it out into your world a little bit more. I accept good things come easily. I am a super attractor. This is for those that have the narrative that that they're alone in this situation, and that people can't help them, or that there is no help available. You're needing to shift that story that you tell yourself, and saying, I'm open to this abundance and support that the universe would wish to give me. This maybe an affirmation that opens that up, especially if you've been having that narrative, or you really do believe that there's no help for you out there, or there's no assistance. Then as soon as you catch yourself really falling into that, perhaps wallowing or feeling like you're a victim, or that there is no support and that you're very alone, jumping on that with a beautiful mantra, connecting back to your knowing, and just using a mantra that says, I'm open to receive. And some self-love prompt cards. We have crown chakra. Again, more of that bigger picture energy, where you're connected to all that is. You're not alone, you are supported. This is a step above, the third eye. This is connection to source, and just being held in that place, regardless of anyone else's journey outside of you. Doesn't matter. It's you being good with you and your choices. Small things matter. Sometimes it's the little things that can make life wonderful. Throat chakra, needing to talk about what's going on, perhaps, maybe some therapy, sharing with a friend, but also speaking your truth in regards to boundaries and things that you do not welcome into your life moving forward. Awaken the witch, awaken your dormant potential and unlock your inner witch. Maybe there's some rituals or things that help you connect to the elements. Awaken the inner witch can mean so many different things. You don't need to perceive yourself as a witch to connect with that magic and life in that way. It really is a whole different world opens up when you embrace that sort of thing. But another topic completely. Nutrition, your body is your temple. Try changing your eating habits. Live your dream. I'm coming back to this eating habits one, actually, because especially for seeing the devil card there, but for people that may be eating for stress reasons, maybe lots of carbs or sugar or things that bog the body down and don't give the mind the nutrients it needs to really function at its best. Not to say you need to be perfect and only have wholesome organic fruits and vegetables in your diet, but maybe identifying areas or places where you might be consuming, maybe it's not every day of the week, but there's just something that doesn't help you function well the next day. For me, it's like crunchy chips at nighttime, a bag of crisps. It's not great, but it tastes so good. But when I cut that out, the next day I feel a lot better for it. So yeah, maybe just like that sort of thing is what came to mind there. Just doing it, just not, I don't know, I feel like the intention needs to be right with the nutrition one as well. So just doing it so that tomorrow's you can function at their best. Maybe just that reason, that can be enough to inspire you to make it happen. But anyway, live your dream, never give up on your dreams, dare to live the adventure. I felt like that was very much in the Six of Cups, of just like allowing life to happen again, allowing joy to happen in the moment, and just being present without worrying too much about what's lost or what isn't, but just bringing yourself here and now and having a good time, maybe with your kids or doing something you enjoyed as a child. Get more done, identify and eliminate distractions that aren't adding value to your day, that to-do list we spoke about. Cut your screen time, put down the phone, turn off the TV and computer and get active. Just taking a bit of walk in nature. Create a routine. Having a routine helps you limit procrastination and gives you structure. If a daily routine is too much, maybe just even a daily routine can only have 1 or 2 things on it, and that's fine. That's just, you've ticked off 2 things for your day. That's more of a to-do list than a routine, but eventually you can add to it and it becomes a routine where each morning you do. And not all of them are chores and responsibility based and discipline based. Some of them are more about connection to self. Maybe it's a morning dance with self or whatever it may be, or a bit of journaling or grabbing control. Home needs TLC. Give your home some attention. Redecorate, clean it, or sage it. We are in spring right now, and I've just done my son's toy cupboard. It feels good. But yeah, TLC. I think it always feels good when we finally get in there and really sort out everything that's been sitting in the shelves and cupboards, and yeah, a bit of a spring clean maybe. Root chakra is out of balance. I feel like this one is more to do with your connection to support and security in that regard, like actually connecting to people that are going to help you move forward and feel held and supported, but also getting out of the head and out of the emotional body and in just whatever it is, yoga, a walk, a bit of gardening, pulling some weeds, whatever it is, it's going to help you just come down into your body and connecting to the earth. Rather than spending so much time thinking, I guess. Even if it's just a 10-minute holiday from your own head. Anyway, drop the excuses. When you drop all the excuses, you'll start seeing results. And I felt like this one was in regards to asking for help. So if you are having a lot of excuses about why people can't or shouldn't or won't help you, drop the excuses and find help. Or, yeah, this could be about a bunch of things as well. You'll know. All right, group 3, it's a bit of a long one there. Sorry about that. Don't know how that happened. But I will leave that there for you beautiful people. I hope that gave you some sort of comfort, clarity or guidance. And I look forward to reading for you all again soon. Bye, group 3.